All right, so who the hell are you?
Stand next to me, though.
I mean,
Stand next to me.
They're developing the same model, you know. So. Name is Ike Johnstone. Right now we're at the Bill Pickett Riding Academy, located on West River Drive in Montgomery, Fairmount Park, Philadelphia. We bring the kids down here during the summer months just to get them out the neighborhood, expose them to the horses, and you know, we have them riding, but the whole thing wasn't designed to make riders out of them, but it's just to get them out the neighborhood.
Could you maybe describe the feeling of getting on a horse or just working with a horse, and why does that so positively affect young people, or anyone for that matter?
Well, when we bring, say, like a young kid in here, 7 to 8 years old, that's never been around a horse, that's just seen them on TV, they're terrified. Horses, because they're intimidating, you know what I'm saying? But then, once we start to working with them, you know, we get them to the point where they'll lead this big animal. Can you imagine what that does to one? You know, 2 days ago they was terrified. Now they're leading this big, huge animal, you know, just with his fingertips. When my kids were very young, like Lance, he was about 12 years old. I remember us going to a horse auction, and I wanted to buy him a cowboy hat, and Lance refused the cowboy hat. He said, "Daddy, because all that's doing is imitating a white man." You know, he was just 12 years old. Then that's when I realized that he didn't understand the history of the black cowboy, the Black West, and the contributions that African Americans played in it. So that's when I start getting material and stuff together so, you know, that my kids could read so they can get a true understanding. We're not imitating anyone. So there's a history there. If you really get into the history of the West, and we call it the Black West, it was the blacks who settled the West, you know, including the Buffalo Soldiers. They're the ones who fought the Indians, you know, they never played that. So it's that history that I end up trying to teach my kids. Now we pass that on, because that's one of the things we do down here is teach the history of the Black West and the Buffalo Soldier. And we were some outlaws too. There were some black outlaws, you know. One guy that come to mind is Cherokee Bill. They hung him at 21 years old. He was part Native American. He was then Afro-American. At 21, they hung him. And his dying words is, he said, you know, they asked him, you have any last words? He said, "I didn't come here to make a speech. I come here to die."